Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Jorge Castillo. I'm here with Dodgers beat writer Jack Harris and the great columnist Bill Plaschke.
I want to scream. I want to scream. Can you believe this? How are you all so calm? This is unbelievable. This is the biggest disappointment in Dodger history. The worst on-field moment in the history of this franchise. To lose to the San Diego freaking Padres after having the best record in baseball, the better record than all but three other teams in Major League history. I'm stunned. I'm screaming.
I'm just not as stunned after watching what happened the last 3 days. You know, games 2 and 3, the way things kind of happened. Jack, what do you make of this?
I was stunned by the 7th inning, and I think we can go there because this was obviously, of all of the October failures and disappointments this franchise has had over the last decade, this has to be right there with how shocking that inning was. You start by changing your bullpen plan. They went from coming into this series, we're going to use our best pitcher, when the matchups dictate, we're going to use Evan Phillips early in games, we're not going to save him for the 9th. Tonight they did something different. They said we're going to wait and try to save Evan Phillips for a save situation. That means when Tommy Kahnle struggles, Yency Almonte comes in, he's ineffective, gives up a couple runs, the game is tied. And then the worst moment of all, which is the Padres have Jake Cronenworth at the plate, a left-handed hitter. The Dodgers have Alex Vezina, their best left-handed reliever, warming up in the bullpen. Dave Roberts wants to give Alex Vezina a few more moments to get warm. So the dugout signals for a pickoff to first base where Juan Soto is after he had just tied the game with a single. The sign somewhere gets missed between Will Smith or Yency Almonte, but instead of a pickoff, he throws a pitch. It's a ball. Now Dave Roberts has to make a mid-at-bat pitching change in the at-bat that ultimately decides their season. It does not get worse than that in terms of just baseball on-field incompetence. Like, that is a simple procedure that they couldn't execute in the biggest moment of their season.
Robert said the sign got missed. They got lost in translation. They've got a million coaches, a million advisors. They've got them everywhere.
They got a game planning coach.
How can anything get lost in translation with this team? How can they have like a high school team during the biggest moment of their season? It's such a failure from top to bottom, and we're so sick of it.
This loss, this elimination comes down to that, and that's going to be a really tough pill to swallow and lead to, I think, a lot of tough decisions and conversations to be made in the next coming days here, because after this, I think you have to really go top up and evaluate everything about how this franchise is running, especially when it comes to October.
Yeah, you know, these guys, they talk a lot about, this is a crapshoot, small sample size in October, anything can happen. Now we have a 10-year sample size of this team in October. And the only time they won the World Series was when the season was unlike any other.
And there's an asterisk by that that's getting bigger and bigger and bigger every year. 2020 seems like a fluke.
One thing that bothered me all week, I thought it was a formula that wasn't going to work eventually, whether it was in this series or in the CS, the World Series. At some point, I just thought the Dodgers were going to run into a problem, and that's pulling these pitchers after 5 innings all the time. We saw it, three pitchers got through 5 innings, and they were all pulled. It was Julio Urias in Game 1. It was Clayton Kershaw in Game 2. It was Tyler Anderson tonight, who went 5 scoreless, looked really good. Juan Soto was up in that 6th inning. He was due up to lead off, lefty on lefty. For some reason, the Dodgers chose to not have Tyler Anderson out there. And what it does is it maximizes the opportunities to mess up. You know, that's what it does. Eventually, this bullpen was gonna mess up. It's just the way it is. It's just the law of averages, and it happened tonight.
This is beyond reproach. It's beyond the pale. Dodger fans should be furious, and I get so sick of everybody saying, enjoy the journey, enjoy the 162-game journey. Well, if it's gonna end like this, like it does every year, the hell of that journey. And I know one guy who's not leaving, but who should be embarrassed is Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts gets treated with kid gloves. Highest paid player in the team, didn't show up. Mookie needs to show up bigger than he showed up the last couple of years.
Bill, what would you do? If let's say you're the owner of this team, what do you think should be done to make sure?
I don't know.
What do you do?
I would hold a meeting with the front office and the coaching staff and say, what's got to change? Something's got to change. Something's got to give. I don't know what that is right now. It's too early. I'm too enraged and embarrassed to make a call on that. Something's got to give, though. Something's got to give. They can't go back with the same staff, the same cast of characters, the same philosophy. They can't. 9 times out of 10 is enough. End it now. Become a real championship baseball team like you should be.
I'm sure he'll figure something out in the next couple of days as to what he thinks the Dodgers should do. He always does. But I appreciate you guys following us along. We'll have more for you guys at LATimes.com and that newspaper every day. So signing off, Jack Harris, Bill Plaschke, Jorge Castillo. Thank you guys.